I know for a fact that many folks that I've spoken to have gotten jobs through their classmates. Hey everyone, my name is Han. I'm a design manager here in Toronto, and I make videos around UX career, life, and stuff. In today's video, I want to talk to all of you new grads out there, the folks who have just graduated from a boot camp, or maybe a design program, or maybe even a master's program, and you're kind of wondering, well, what do I do now? How do I get myself a job? Is my portfolio good enough? Is my resume good enough? Do I have enough writing in my case study? Do I have enough experience? Well, I'm here to tell you that I'm going to try to answer most of these questions in this video with what you should be doing after you graduate from a design program to best increase your chances of employment. So if you're just about to graduate or you just graduated and are thinking about what the next steps are, keep on watching. So obviously, as a new designer, one of the most important pieces of information out there about you is going to be your portfolio. You know this, you've been building case studies for it, but what does it actually need? Well, I actually have another video on that I'll link somewhere here, but otherwise, know that your portfolio needs to be updated, free of any mistakes, errors, as well as making sure that your content is documented down in a concise way so that hiring managers can peruse through and really scan quickly to see if you're a right fit for the role that they're interviewing for. In your portfolio, remember to include a few pieces of case studies, but also a few pieces of design that you've done throughout the years or throughout your program that showcases your ability to design for web, for mobile, for responsive websites, as well as any other design-related activities that you've done. So make sure to have an About Me section as well to highlight, what you've done in a past life. Maybe this is a second career for you, to really bridge your experience from your past career to your current career, to really show that you do have that experience going into this new job and that you might have even industry knowledge from an adjacent industry. Second tip, no brainer, but resumes. Make sure you update them. Make sure it reflects your journey. Even if your past experience doesn't have design or UX in it, it is really important to acknowledge that this is the experience that you've had before. Maybe don't highlight it as sort of front and center, but also calling it out to really show, again, that gap that you might have, bridging that with the experience that you have from a previous industry or previous jobs will actually showcase the breadths of skills that you have and the breadth of industry knowledge that you might have across multiple different jobs or industries that you've worked in before. Now, one thing to note for the resume is your resume is not going to be as important as your case study, but it is important for either HR resume readers to read through. So make sure you have it in multiple formats. I like to have it in a PDF format as well as HTML so that when you do upload it, that the different HR platforms that companies use for this are able to read the keywords in your resume so that you are more likely passing the filter to get that first call. Number 3, network as if your life depended on it. I get it. If you're an introvert, it might be tougher, but there are so many different options for networking nowadays, especially because we've become more of a remote first industry. So that means that you can join online communities like on Slack. You can also join Facebook groups as well as communities on Reddit that will either keep you accountable or keep you up to date with industry trends. Moreover, I think it's really important to make friends and make peers and network with folks who are at different levels so that they can help you. So if you are a junior, folks who have just gotten their first job, as well as those who are maybe seniors and design managers, so that you have a variety of folks to bounce different ideas off of when you are possibly asking them to vet your resume, your portfolio. A good way to network across multiple different levels is adplist.org. I personally really like using this platform for networking because you are able to filter through many different folks of different levels and different skills, as well as across the world. So it's quite cool to see and to speak to different individuals and their experience of design within their country or industry. Another networking tip that I want you to keep in mind is to stay in contact with your classmates. I know for a fact that many folks that I've spoken to have gotten jobs through their classmates because their classmates have either, gotten in a company and they're looking for more juniors, or, just keeping up to tabs with what companies are hiring early career designers can really help you understand the types of industries that can support early career folks, as well as those that you should be targeting in your job search. Among ADP lists, you can also look for networking events or just general networking on Twitter, on Instagram. TikTok's community is blowing up nowadays. I'm part of it. If you're interested, join me over here on TikTok, where I just make funny TikToks, I guess, about design. Another thing I suggest doing if you are right now in a job looking to pivot your job into design is to reach out to the design team in your company. If you don't have one, talk to the tech. If you don't have tech at all in your company, then I would say stay put until you have landed yourself the job. Because I think the most stressful thing is to have to worry about finances while looking for a UX design job, because it can be a very long game. It is a long game because our interviewing practices are very outdated. And so what happens is you end up going for multiple interviews as well as multiple phone interviews. And so it can be a very drawn out process. So if you aren't secured financially, it can feel a lot more daunting and a lot more tough. So I would suggest holding off, quitting your job to look for another job in design, and staying in the job while you job hunt. The easiest way to get a job in design is actually pivoting from one department to another. So if you're right now working in a company that has a design department, that'll actually be your closest or quickest way in, is to talk to the head of design on your, wishes to pivot into this industry that you've taken school for it. And if you can take on a few projects, or even shadow, or even take on a stretch project that isn't officially on the books, but something that, the head of design or someone on the senior on the team can help mentor you through, that'll actually help your chances quite a bit to land yourself a full-time design job. Another thing you can do, and I notice this is like a chicken or the egg problem, where a lot of companies will ask for lots of experience, but you can't actually get experience without having experience. And so it just becomes this whole circular thing. But I think if you are hustling out there, you can actually land quite a few small business clients. What do I mean by this? I mean reaching out to clients that have small businesses that need either websites, or maybe they're considering a mobile app, and really doing a case study or doing work pro bono for them, or even charging a flat fee. What this will allow you to do is actually get hands-on experience with a client that can be paying while contributing to your portfolio and to your experience of case studies. So I highly suggest, if this is something that you are going to be self-motivated to do and have that discipline, to reach out to small businesses to see where you can help bring value to them as a designer, but also where you can learn, almost like in your own little mini startup, of wearing different hats and running a project on your own. Another thing that you should probably do when you graduate in anticipation of getting your first job is keeping your design skills sharp. Keeping your design skills sharp is so important, even as a designer who has many, many years of experience in the field, and that's because design is always evolving. And so what you want to do is you want to keep staying on top of trends, on top of news, as well as understanding the impact of certain updates like iOS updates or Android updates to the impact on design. Will you now have a new type of component to design? Will you now have another type of consideration to think of when you are designing? And so I think it's important for you to keep your skills sharp by keeping on top of news, but also practicing. So firing up Figma, at least a few times a week to build flows or build user flows and keeping your skills sharp so that you are the top of your game when you are interviewing as well as when you get that first job. There's actually quite a lot of resources out there that will give you daily prompts as well as UX problems and just general challenges that you can do to really keep your skills as well as your Figma skills, your problem solving skills, your design skills super sharp while you're looking for that next job. And here's the last thing that I'll share with you if you're looking for your first ever UX job or you're job hunting right now. It's just keep going. It's going to be tough. It is a rough market out there right now with, hiring freezes as well as layoffs, but there are still opportunities. People are still hiring and you will get a job. You will just have to put in a lot of work into your portfolio, into your resume, as well as many rounds of revisions, as well as prep, as well as mock interviews. And so don't go into it thinking that you'll get a job within the next few weeks. It could be that, or it could be a little bit longer. And so the goal here is to really understand how people are interviewing, what types of things they're looking for, and just keep going. I think the most important thing here while you're searching is looking for those industries that you are interested in and what the hiring managers are looking for, and tailoring your case studies or your portfolio to what they're requesting to get the best chance at clinching that job. And so that's all to say, keep going. It's really tough. I've been there where you're getting rejections or you're not even getting a call at all and you start questioning yourself, but stay strong and stay rooted in the belief that you are going to be enough and you are going to be the best designer for someone out there, even if multiple people have said that you're not a fit at their company. So good luck, and let me know if you're currently job hunting or sprucing up your portfolio right now. I'd love to know how I can help with these videos. And if you have any questions or topics that you want to discuss, please leave them down below. I am always looking for new ideas. And with that, I say good luck and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.